episode of Sleeping Giants, Red Star Belgrade. Now, of course, in our last episode, we were knocked out of the Champions League, sadly. 6-3 on aggregate, I think it was. It was closer than I guess I would have expected, but it's just disappointing. But back then, basically, we just decided to get back on our horse and try and just get going in the league, get an unbeaten season, win the trophies that we need to win, basically. So League and Cup, the usual bunch. And that's basically what we're kind of on course to do. Now, of course, we've got the derby against Partizan today, and this is a crucial game, and you'll see why in a minute, because I think, actually, there might even be the off chance of us winning the title today. I'm not even joking. So we'll just check that out in a sec. We'll see if there's any permeations that allow that. So, first game of the month, we're just going to jump straight in, basically. Actually, no, what we're talking about, we did have a youth intake, which you're going to see on your screen now. Nothing particularly wonderful stood out, which is a really disappointing situation, if I'm honest. We're doing everything we can. Obviously, the star levels are going to look lower because, of course, we've got better players now, so there is a kind of in relation. But even so, I had a look through some of them, and there just wasn't anything that stood out for me. I'm really disappointed. We've got maximum youth facilities, an amazing head of youth development. I don't know what we can do. Maybe it's just bad luck, but Jesus, we need some luck in that situation at some point soon. If we could, that'd be just glorious. So away at Čukarički, started off Toška, Savicevic, Gajic, and Miletić. That front four, lovely stuff. I think the only one that didn't get involved it was the entire front four, basically. They got one goal each, and it was just a good solid away performance, basically. Couldn't have asked for anything better from them in this game. We got exactly what we deserved. In the next match, we went away in, of course, our first leg of the Cup semi-final, and despite us going behind through Sinisa Muljajic, Muljajic? I think it's Muljajic. With their first shot of the game, we managed to flip it round. Bazan Vera and Miletić with goals. Miletić has been phenomenal this month. He's just out of nowhere has started banging in goals, and it's been very, very important. But that gave us a 2-1 lead to take back home, and you'll see what happened there in a sec. In our next match, we were against FK Rad, and this one could have got, if you look, Gajic, Kofi, and then Kone put us 3-0 up in half an hour, and I felt that we could have kicked on, but it just didn't really happen for us. It doesn't matter, though. We kept yet another clean sheet in the league, and another solid victory, basically. Nothing groundbreaking, but at the same time, nothing bad either, and that's kind of crucial here. Let me just adjust my microphone slightly, move it a little bit closer. Right, in our next match, things started to get a lot better for us. Like, we started to look a bit more dominating like we did briefly last year, with a 5-0 win away at Vozdavac. Toška got himself a pair. Amir Ashraf scored a goal, ladies and gentlemen. Vukan Savicevic got one, as did Bazan Vera. Bear in mind, all 5 goals came in the first half of this one, and I have to show you Ashraf's goal. Do you remember in my Pompey set, those of you who watch it, Santos scored a couple of those ridiculous cross goals? Yeah, well, Ashraf decided to get in on the act today, because this is just insane. And it's surprising, really, but well played is all I can say. I think this is his. Yeah, I'm fairly certain the ball is spread out wide to him well by Tufedzic or someone like that. But basically, he finds himself in space, takes on his man, gets a little bit of space, just dinks it in, and it's straight over the top of the goalkeeper, and it's suddenly 2-0. That's the first ever goal, I think, that he'd scored for us. So brilliant stuff to see him actually do that, and it really set this precedent for this game, which we absolutely dominated in every single facet. So a 5-0 win away at Vozdavac did the trick. Then we played Partizan at home, and I think this is the biggest win we've ever had over Partizan in this save. 6-1, and it was 6-0 until the 90th minute when Gaetan Karlin actually went through and made it. 8-2 on aggregate against them. Miletić with a hat-trick, Toška, Gajic, and Bazan Vera all getting in there. And the thing is, though, it wasn't like, okay, we definitely should have won the game, as you can look at the stats, but clear-cut chances, 4 apiece. We had 6 half chances, and fair enough. I think we still should have won the game, but 6-1 was a bit generous. But Miletić, again, proving what a wonderful player he can be on his day with a superb performance here. In our next match, and the final one of the month, we were away at MacLeod, and again, full strength team out. Miletić scores himself another hat-trick, this time get a hat-trick in 11 minutes. And bear in mind, we went in front through Amir Ashraf again, and I'm going to show you his goal again because it's a good goal. But then Sladian Čanović equalised for MacLeod, but then Miletić just took over and was like, nope, not happening, and then he went and scored, obviously. So yeah, I have to show you Amir Ashraf's goal in this one too, because you might recognise it, actually. In fact, you might be starting to get a little bit of deja vu, because yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, he did it again. He's done that same goal twice this month. I don't know how, but it does seem that they seem to come in clumps. If you remember, Santos got 2 in the same month as well. Ashraf out wide, tighter angle this time, whips it in, and yet another goal for Ashraf there. I say yet another goal, it's his second goal, but who cares? That one gave us the lead in this one. I don't know why he's moonwalking backwards so damn fast. He's literally just ran backwards about 40 yards. Then they got a penalty, which was their goal. So bear in mind, like this month, in terms of the league, we still haven't conceded a goal in open play since last year, because that goal was a penalty. But this is how the league is looking at the moment. We're currently... Well, actually, at the moment, sorry, it was looking a little bit different. Partizan must have grabbed a late equaliser in the last game. That's pain, because we were going to go into this game then with a 20. Yeah, we were going to go in with a 20-point gap and the potential to take it right. We can't actually win the title today, and we couldn't have even if that was the case, essentially. But the point is, we are still right there, 18 points clear. This gap would give us a 21-point lead. If we win this game, we'd have a 21-point lead over Partizan, which is about as good as you can get, which would basically mean that a win in our next game would as good as win the title, and then, you know, potentially it could actually win the title. Toshka has 20 league goals in 21 matches. It still isn't bad, it has to be said. Gajic right up there for average rating, as well as assists and man of the match. Arguello has 12 clean sheets in 21. Let's take a little look at the squad as well, because we haven't done that for a little while. So there you go. Toshka, 31 goals in 33 appearances and only 31 starts. So basically a goal a game in every game he started. Militic, 17 goals in 22 starts. That is still pretty damn impressive. Gajic with 16 in 28 is fantastic. He's genuinely brilliant. That's actually a better record than Savicevic, who has 15 in 34. As for the assists, Savicevic has 19 now. So I reckon he's got 20 goals and maybe 25 assists in him. Gajic has 13 as well. Militic with 12. And as you can see, Ashraf has now got 2 goals and 10 assists. Player of the match, Toshka has 6, which is nice to see. He's really taken on the reins well. Yellow cards, Ashraf, Bazanvira and Kone all have 5. Red cards, Kone and Adamenko. Average rating, Savicevic and Gajic are both still over 8. Aerial challenges, Bazanvira of course 69. Key passes, 152 for Savicevic, he's been phenomenal. Key tackles, 34 for Kone. Interceptions, 320 for Bazanvira. And of course value, Bazanvira is still the most valuable player with a £3.6 million value. So let's get into this basically. With a home team, we absolutely battered them when we played them in the Cup. And it was a full-strength team as far as I can make out. So we're going to go full-strength again against them. Let's see. A few players are a little jaded these days, but they're pushing on through. Apologies if you can hear that in the background. Let me just turn that off. And yeah, so I think overall, like, it's particularly in the defensive areas, our team is absolutely solid as a rock. You know, 2 full green circle players. Kone and Ashraf aren't far off themselves. Up front, Toshka's looking phenomenal. The wings are looking good. Areas of weakness, I still... Tufetic does seem to have faded a little. Now, I must say, I don't know. I guess it's as everyone's got better around him. He's still a very good player, but I wonder. Kofi's going to get a start here, which is interesting. He just does seem to have more of an attacking edge. He actually took to the team more so than China did, if I'm honest. Disappointed that we've lost China, I must say. But hopefully, with the sheer amount of money we've got, we've nearly 18 million in the bank at the moment, which is crazy. In fact, our bank balance is over 30 million. So we really are looking very good and healthy in terms of financial. But I'm hoping the board will give me some more money when the season finishes, we wrap up our title spot or whatever. And in so doing, I'm full of money. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Let's drink. Right, let's go. We should be able to come up with a similarly good performance to what we did in the Cup, I'm hoping. Militic is in phenomenal form. He's sort of dropped off a little bit, but he's still, as you can see, maintaining that consistency, which is what he's got 31 for us this year, and that's not bad, is it really? We've started quite strongly, though. Maybe another long ranger from Ashraf would be good. Savicevic back to Kofi. Kofi with the wonderful strike. He is good for a long shot, I must say. That's his 5th goal of the season, and I think only one of them wasn't a long ranger. He scored a header in one of the games earlier this month. So that is 1-0 Red Star, and that, when you look at it, then, would potentially put us, 21 points clear at the top over Napradak. I'm guessing they've got a better head-to-head record, apparently. Plus, oh no, that's disappointing. Okay, no worries. Gajic will slip over to the left. And we'll get Mamadou on. My assistant came to me and said that Mamadou Sidibe needs to be changed to a squad status of no longer needed. What are you smoking, Dayan? That is all. What are you on if you think that he is no longer needed? So yeah, at the moment, we'd be 21 points clear, but we'd have a game in hand as well, so all would be delightful. Obviously, Partizan have the same game in hand, so it's not quite as easy, but the game in hand will be over Napradak, which means I think very soon we could potentially wrap up Champions League football, which of course is top 2. That would be possible in the next game. Toshka's through here. Good block. Really good block. Toshka's usually better than that, actually. Ball into the... we've started this game strongly. Not quite 6-1 strongly, although that being said, in that game, it only really took off in the second half. At half-time, I think it was 1-0 to us, so anything can happen yet. My aim again this season is to try and get a goal difference that is actually higher than our points tally, which at one point looked absolutely non-existent, like just wasn't going to happen because we were winning a lot of games 2-0. But lately we've sort of found our goal scoring shoes again, and I'm wondering if that's possible. Sidibe, can he find a good cross? Ball in. Toshka with the strike, and Toshka's offside anyway, but we're looking like the better team, and that I guess makes sense. Frankly, because we are. What I'm really interested in is how the dynamic of this league is going to change once FK Rad finally get their act together. Because, they've got money. I'm fairly certain that their transfer budget is enormous because it says they're rich. And they've not really signed anyone at the moment, which I guess is understandable. They've still got to get players to come to them. But I think once they start getting some players in, they're going to become the main rivals for us. I genuinely think that Rad might become our biggest title challengers. I still don't think they'll ever be able to come near us, but they're going to give it a crack, and at least it'd be nice to have someone slightly different in the race. That's a bit poor from Kone there initially, but he does well to mop it up in the end. Rad, as you can see, aren't even in the top half of the table at the moment, so it's going to take them a couple of seasons, I think, to really get their shit together. But once they do, get a decent manager, some good players coming in. I think they have a decent youth department. I'm not entirely sure how many players we've signed from there in the past. Not that many, really. But I don't know, I think there's a good potential for them. If they use the money they've got wisely. Ball in. Militic, what a tight angle that was. He has actually scored 2 from a ridiculously tight angle this month in the same game. One of his hat-tricks featured one from an absurd angle. Sidibe whipping across here. Oh, it's off the post. Kone, all kinds of space, and what a block there on the line. If anything, we've actually been better than we were when we beat them 6-1. We've been much more dominant today, but it is still only 1-0. So they're hanging in there. And of course, the draw for oh, what a finish from Sidibe. That's 2-0. That should be game, set, and match Red Star, and are pushing us 21 points clear with 8 games left. It would be very, very close. A win in the next match would mean that they'd have to win just to stay anywhere. It's certainly not been a close title race like it was last year. I think there's actually every chance this season that we could possibly win the league by a record margin, despite having a few little drop points here and there. Although we have actually only drawn twice so far this season, so if that gives you any idea of the way things are going for us. Right, 55 minutes on the clock. It's fairly solid. I mean, 2-0. Comfortable. We haven't looked threatened at the back. We do. Oh, hello. He says as the highlight starts immediately. Probably going to give away a penalty now, aren't we? Adamenko does so well there. Toshka with a lovely piece of control. He's got men bombing forward on the right-hand side. Militic, can he pick a pass out? It's Sidibe through. That is a brilliant goal from Red Star. What about that for counter-attacking? Sidibe's come off the bench. Remember, this player is no longer needed. Comes off the bench, scores a brace. Because that's just how he do. Lovely work from Militic here to find this pass. First time finish as well from Sidibe. It's 3-0 Red Star, and suddenly this second half has just taken on a form of its own. This is kind of exactly what happened in the last game. Kind of even, and then all of a sudden we just pulled away, and Sidibe's in again here. Very nearly had a hat-trick off the bench. Are there more goals in it? Can we embarrass them? Embarrass them! Right, who have we got? Who have we got? Toshka's, again, not had a good game. It has to be said. Horvath's going to come on. That's one area I'm still a little bit worried. We do need some more strikers. I think, and obviously I'm going to try and use some of that money to try and bring in a really high quality striker, but it is going to depend on I'm actually going to bring off Ashraf, I think, and flip Adamenko out to the other wing. We do need to look for a really high quality striker. Toshka's good, but I want 2 basically. I want to find the perfect partnership up front to really carry us into those important games next year. And of course we still need to work on a tactic that will try to win us some damn games, because it is important that we do that. I don't think I've made enough substitutions, have I? Oh well. 3-0, another clean sheet for us. A very, very comfortable victory over a relatively poor Partizan side in this game, it has to be said. 2 goals off the bench for Sidibe, a goal and an assist for Kofi. Can't ask for more than that, really. That sends us to the top. Well, sends us to the top. Keeps us at the top now. 14 goals conceded all season. I think the record we set was 16. I don't see that happening, unfortunately. We've had some poor games. I think we had that game earlier in the season that we won 4-3 or something against FK Rad, I believe. In fact, FK Rad are just about struggling to stay in the damn league at the moment, so there's that issue as well. But, 74 goals scored. I don't think we're going to be able to challenge for the record, but my plan is basically, once we've wrapped up the league, so I'm hoping in the next match, if we can win it, we'll be 21 points clear with 21 points available and a goal difference that is like 40 odd better. I might just go every single game on overload just to see how many goals we're capable of scoring, basically, and see if we can go for that record. Just to see what we're capable of, see if we can get Toshka an absolute haul. You just never know. So let's jump back in and see what the last games of the season is going to be, basically. The next episode is going to be full of matches, so to speak, because there's going to be, 7 league games, or 8 league games, plus, of course, the cup final. So there's going to be quite a few games in that one. We're finishing off away at Jagodina. That's going to be tough, but I think we should do the trick. And obviously, in the next episode, you'll find out about our transfer funds and what else we've got coming up next season. And hopefully by then, we might have some ideas for tactics. I really hope so, because we're going to need them going into those Champions League games next season. So guys, if you've liked what you're seeing, please do drop a like on the video. And if you'd like to even more than that, please subscribe to my channel for more Red Star and Outcaster icons in your inbox every single day at 5:30 and 8 o'clock. And I'm really struggling to say that. It's been so long since I've said anything different, so I'm going to get a hang of it eventually, don't worry. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.